Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Yechi here, and today's video is something different. I have been getting requests to do like a makeup video, like an everyday makeup, so that's why I decided to deliver, and Maine was still on lockdown, so I have time to do this type of thing. So we're going to be creating this look I have on here. Guys, I was really nervous for this video. I tried to make sure everything was perfect, and I just hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm gonna have my intro and we'll start to develop this face beat I have on here. Yeah. So guys, first thing I'm going to do is moisturize my face, and I'm going to be using my Clinique gel moisturizer. This is like the one moisturizer that doesn't make me oily at all, so I kind of love to use it while I'm doing my makeup. So next thing I'm going to be using is my lip balm, and this is from Nivea. I love to do this before I do my makeup, just because I don't want, lipsticks can tend to like dry out my lips, so I like to moisturize first. So next thing I'm going to be using is the Zaron Oil Block Mattifier. This is like my favorite thing to use, especially when I want to go out, because I don't get oily, one, and even when I sweat, like my foundation still dries like matte, and my face just stays like intact. Yeah, so I'm just going to go, I shake it a little bit before using it. It's like whitish in color. The hardest part of doing this routine is not like having your normal mirror in front of you, honestly. I'm just going to let it dry. Once it dries like really matte, so you can tell that, okay, this is actually going to keep your face matte. Dry, let it dry, let it dry, 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 let it dry. You guys can see this. So next thing, we're going to jump right into foundation. I do my foundation first before I do my face, like skin work, before doing like brows, eyeshadow, and the remaining thing. I currently use two foundations. I use the Revlon Colorstay. This is in the shade 400 Caramel, and I use the Ordinary. This is their coverage, high coverage foundation, and I use it in the shade 3.1R. Yep, I got this one from ASOS, and then I got this one on Jumia. So I mixed both of them. It's because this is too dark and this is too light. So now I'm going to be using this brush that's really suffered with a lot of foundation to mix it in and then apply it on my skin. So I'm going to first of all mix it on my hand. I'm just going to go in with it. Jesus, this white thing is under my eye. This shade is like, it looks, as I'm applying it looks really, really orangey, but I kind of like it, simply because I hate to look pale and white when I'm doing my makeup. So this is like step one. The next I'm going to go with my damp beauty blender just to blend everything in. So guys, this is like it for foundation. I'm never too heavy on my foundation. I used to be, but I mean that thing is a lot of weight. Still on skin work, I'm going to be going in now with my concealers. This is from Fayre. I hope I got the pronunciation. This is from Fayre Gold Cosmetics. I got this from Nigeria Makeup Plug. She's like my makeup plug in IB, literally. So I'm going to drop a link to her Instagram page in the comments in the description box. So I have a lighter shade in 03 and I have a darker shade in 7. So I put this my under eye, this my chin, yeah, it's called chin. I put this in on my under eye, I put this on my chin and then my forehead too. Like, beauty gurus are trying, because putting my mirror at an angle like this and trying to do my makeup is silly. I also forgot I put a little of this on my nose. Then I'm going to be using the darker one as like a contour. It's not that dark, and I love that because I don't even like my contour to be dark. Some days I go out, like I don't even bother to contour, but for the sake of it's a tutorial video, let's do it. So I'm going to put this sides of my head. Oh my god, I knew this was going to happen. The lighter part, I use this beauty blender. It's really small, so it helps me work and get into those corners that I need to like blend really well. Like, can you guys see how intense this concealer is? I feel like I even put too much today. For a darker part, I'm going to be using this black beauty blender. It's also really small. So I'm just going to a little. I'm sure you guys can barely see the contour that is there, and that is really what I'm after. Shy away from contouring my nose. I feel like my nose is pretty the way it is. So, and even if I want to contour my nose, I would use a powder contour, because with liquid I can be really, really messy. So I'm still going to go in with my beauty blender And I'm just going to smoothing out everything that we have going on. The next thing would be to set my highlight, and I'm going to be using the black Opal loose finishing powder. This is my favorite powder. I'm using this thing to set my under eyes, like since I started doing under eye, honestly. So I either use a beauty sponge for this, or I use a powder brush, but I'm going to use a powder brush today. So this is the brush I'm going to be using. This is from the Zoeva set. I got this somewhere in IB. I can't remember the name of the store, but if I remember, I will drop the name in the description box, so just check it. Yeah, so I'm going to pack a good amount on this brush and take it to my under eye. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the remaining parts that I highlighted. So I'm going to leave this loose powder on my face while I move into doing other things. So because I have really dark brows and I don't like to draw my brows dark, I like to conceal my brows a bit, just a little bit. Because the coverage of the other concealer is mad, I'm going to go in with the Early Girl concealer. This is in the shade Fawn, so it's a little bit lighter than my normal skin color. I'm just going to use this. And I'm going to now use our beauty blender just to tap a bit. So because we use liquid, we have to go on top of it with powder. So I'm going to be using my setting powder. I have some of it on this smaller brush, and I'm just going to use it to like set my brows. So now to draw my brows, I'm going to be using the classic brow pencil, and this is in the shade Brown 01. It has this spoolie here, so I'm just going to use it to brush my brows first. Simply going to draw my tail and fill in my brows a little bit. I don't really draw like that because God has blessed me with a good amount of brows. Yeah, honestly, like I said, I don't draw too much, so I just try to fill in what I already have, and then I brush. Most of the times when I'm trying to do the most, that I end up having like really whack brows, so I try not to do the most. I just go in with some product. Done with this one, so I'm going to do this one and come back and conceal. I've done both brows now, and I'm going to be going in with the concealer, the one I used to do my highlights. I'm gonna take a bit, just put it on my hand. My hand used to suffer when I'm doing makeup. So I'm going to go in with my angled brush. This is from Zaron. It is from their brush set, and I'm going to clean the underneath of my brows. I don't touch the upper part of my brows, and if I do, I'll be using my foundation at the top part. So guys, that's the end of brows. I'm just going to take what's left on of the black opal powder, and I'm just going to set the underneath of these brows. Okay, so guys, for my eyeshadow, I'm going to be using two palettes I have here. I'm going to be using, of course, my favorite palette, which is from Ascent Beauty. I love this neutral palette, and I'm also going to be using the Zaron Nude palette. I love the colors here too. So the first thing I am going to do is just do like my upper eye, like my transition color, and I'm going to be using Coral from, I'm going to be using this one. I'm going to be using this Coral from the Zaron palette, and this brush I stole from my sister. I love you if you're watching this video. Yeah, so we're going to take a little bit of it, and I'm going to put it on the upper part of my brow. This is kind of like my transition color. So next would be my crease color, which would be a dark brown. I'm going to be going in with this dark brown here from the Ascent palette. It's actually really dark, and that is what I love about it, and it is quite pigmented too. So I'm just going to apply this on my crease. Guys, I'm not exactly a makeup expert. Once again, I repeat. Okay, so now I'm going to be using my blending brush just to blend what we have on this outer part of the lid. I'm going to be going in again with more concealer from my lid. This kind of acts like a primer, so I'm going to put a little. So guys, there was a very little glitch. Light went, so I switched to Gen. So just in case the light is like shaky, it's the Gen. Okay, so now I've applied the concealer, and I'm going to be going in with this shade from the Ascent palette. Just good. It's kind of like a neutral color that is similar to like my skin color. So I'm going to be using this brush from the Zoeva set, and I'm going to use this on my eyelid area. I'm going to be taking this Crease brush, and I'm going to be going in with more of brown from the Ascent palette on my crease. and just to make sure everything is all together. Next will be lashes, which is like my favorite thing. So I do have two pairs here. I have Kinky from ASM Beauty too, and I have November. So I think I'm going to be using my favorite. My favorite is November, which is also my month. So let's just use it. So I'm just going to apply some glue on it here. So while it is getting tacky, I'm just going to use my Zaron powder brush to dust off all the powder that we applied. I'm going to do some powder contour, and I'm going to be using a dark brown, this dark brown in the Accent eyeshadow. I'm going to be using both of them, like do a mix of these two colors here. I'm going to take it to the corners of my face. I do love a really good blush, so I'm going to be going in with this powder brush. This is Bobbi Brown, and I'm going to be using this pink-ish color in the Accent palette. I can use this palette to like do my whole face, God knows. So we have our pearl lashes tacky. Some people like to use tweezers, but I'm really used to using my hand, so I normally use my hand to do my lashes. So I have to look down and just place it on it. It's really simple. So doing lashes is quite easy. This is it. Yeah, so I'm going to fix the other eye now. So next will be to line my lower line eye area. I'm not sure what to call it. Yeah, and I'm going to be using this kajal. Took it from my mom. She doesn't use it. So it is really black. That's what I love about it, and it's used like a neat line. So I'm just going to draw on the inner part of my eye down here. One thing I like to do is this inner part of my eyes here. I'm just going to use a very little brush for that. I'm going to be using this small brush. This is from the Zaron set, and I'm going to be going in with some gold eyeshadow from the Accent palette. Just take a bit and use this on this inner part of my eye. My mom calls this in Shia. If you're Igbo, you understand what that means. So next thing will be to do lips, and I'm going to be lining using the Zaron pencil, the same one I use for my brows. I'm going to be using this lip cream. It's from LA Pride. This is like a very light pink, sort of. I also got this from Niger Makeup Plug, my makeup plug. I'm going to be taking a little. Now I'm going to be using some lip gloss. This, I got it from a makeup store in Lagos. This is my all-time favorite lip gloss. It smells nice and tastes really nice too. At this point, I just want to powder my face. Just to give it like a very good finish. I'm going to be using my classic powder. This is in the shade medium light. So last thing left for me to do will be highlighting, and I'm going to be going in with this bronzer palette. This is from Zaron, and I'm going to be using my Zoeva fan brush. So I'm going to be using this gold and this pinkish color here. That's like my favorite mix. Just dab a little. I'm not extra on highlights too. Yep. And dab a little here. And I'm going to do the same thing for my nose area. Then I take my hand. I mix both of them using my hand. And I'm going to do my Cupid's bow with my hand. So I'm going to now use rose water. This is rose water I put in this bottle. And I'm going to spray it around my face just to set my whole face. So guys, this is the final look. It's a really simple look, neutral, like everyday. I didn't use like any color on my face like that. Really simple look, something you can wear out to work, if you have meetings and things like that. So I hope you learned one or two from watching this video. Thank you so much. Do subscribe if you haven't. Let me know if you want more makeup videos, even though that's not initially what I plan to do on this channel. But if you guys request, like this was highly requested, then I will try my best to do it. I'm not a makeup person, but I can teach a little. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video.